Hey family, this is video log number 3, solutions for after the protest. These are more clarifying questions that lead to chalk outlines. So the question is, what's next? After this weekend, after these protests? I can tell you what I think should be next. Solutions. We need to move from the protests and expressing our grievances to the solutions phase. I am begging all of us to keep the same energy in finding and delivering solutions. I don't have all the answers. Some people will say I don't have any answers, and I'm good with that. I'm only offering some approaches, and hopefully at least one decent idea can be found somewhere. I believe once we change our approach to finding solutions with the same passion as we have protested, we will be forcing significant institutional change. Here are 7 areas we need to provide solutions for: medicine, education, business, banking, law enforcement, courts, and society at large. Starting with medicine, addressing health disparities and healthcare access disparities in the Black community. I believe this is a large portion of what the ACA was attempting to accomplish. So we should incentivize doctors to have practices in Black neighborhoods. One of the ways we can do this is provide mass scholarships to well-qualified medical students who would then sign agreements to work in these neighborhoods. Another approach would be expanding the focus and funding for the medical programs that exist at our HBCUs, if not add medical programs. We also need to treat the drug epidemic in the Black community the same way as we've treated the opioid epidemic in Middle America, with care, compassion, and as a public health crisis. Systemically, the Black community has never received these same considerations. The scientific community needs to do their part to increase publishing of studies on needed environmental improvements which contribute to negative health outcomes. This is important and simple. Eliminate food deserts. Eliminate food deserts. Financial discrimination. Black businesses need better access to working capital. We need promotion of entrepreneurial endeavors via workshops, angel investors, business incubators, and business accelerators. There are geniuses walking these neighborhoods with genius ideas sitting in their heads. They need assistance, not predators, to take advantage of them. We need easier access to grants for startups and those with solid business plans and solid teams. We need business mentorship programs. We need to have networks of people we can ask questions to. Banking or finance. Better oversight of predatory lending practices. We gotta eliminate those. Please recall the settlements of Bank of America and Wells Fargo banks, just for examples. Those monies needed to be put back into the same communities they were stolen from, along with penalty money. We need to address poor banking processes designed to further penalize the poor. We need real oversight of the industry to ensure redlining and not in my backyard policies do not exist in any of their forms and are immediately rectified when they are identified. We need to address exorbitant interest rates. Policies need to be placed to cap interest rates with limited to no exceptions. We need to do a much better job of addressing payday lending, businesses, and their models. It's predatory in nature. Elimination is not out of the order, to me. As far as education goes, mass inclusion of vocational schools, including certifications conferred upon graduation from high school. This should be incentivized. Investment in salaries for well-qualified teachers and access to better educational materials. We need to change the academic structures we have in place with the design of producing the highest opportunities for success. We do have working models and innovation around the country. I'm not a huge advocate for charter schools, though I did work at one, I did teach at one, but there are some that have been groundbreaking. They do a better job of bringing in outside resources and tailoring curriculum to fit their students. Free community college, if it's in continuation of a high school or GED conferral. Law enforcement. I advocate for a social work model. This is not a removal completely of the law and order model, but it's an expansion and change of focus from the letter of the law to directing services and recognizing the needs of the neighborhoods. The focus is on service. I'd like to see state use of force review boards. These are truly independent boards with the sole function of reviewing all use of force cases and investigating police shootings. They have clear standards they make decisions and recommendations based on. Their work is to be transparent and available online for public consumption. Larger society and the courts. There are too many economic penalties attached to poverty in the criminal justice system. We need to reform the bail process and bail system, the industry altogether. We need to legalize marijuana use and do a better job of examining the policies which have been used in the past and as far as prosecution goes. I also think we need to be able to penalize inadequate counsel. Inadequate counsel should definitely be penalized, and I do believe judges should be penalized as well. If you allow inadequate counsel in your courtroom for a citizen, then you should have to deal with some type of penalty as well. In that same vein of society must do better, especially in the workplace. It appears the United States Marine Corps has decided to lead the way. They have eliminated the presentation of the Confederate flag. This should be a no-brainer for businesses. We need to change the social stigma and professional ostracism and penalties associated with black hair, black facial hair, and stop harassing black folks about their names, the pronunciation, the style, or the spelling. Stop harassing black women for their shapes in the workplace. A pencil skirt does not look the same on a shapely black woman as it does on other members of the workforce who do not have shapes. Her shape is not her fault. There is nothing wrong with her shape. Either leave her alone or change your dress code for everyone. Keep in mind, policies are sometimes inherently racist. They can be belittling. Many companies and workplaces do not even realize that. This is something diversity boards should be looking for and addressing in the workplace. Now let me explain to you why this is important to America as a whole. Consider, black folks are amongst the most vulnerable groups in several areas. The thing is, if you address the needs for the most vulnerable, you're probably addressing the needs for everybody. All of these measures improve the outcomes for America as a whole. Improving the quality of Black American life improves the overall quality of American life. Fixing the problems in medicine, banking, business, law enforcement, the courts, and society at large benefits all of America, not just Black America. I want y'all to keep the same energy after these protests to finding solutions. Keep that same energy. 06.